If you're watching this video, you're probably one of the many people that helped me get this video to 20,000 views. I just want to say thank you to you guys, because you guys kind of blew that video up. Like, I just was talking about why I moved to the Netherlands, and yeah, I didn't really expect it to do anything. If this is actually your first time here and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can go down in the description after you watch this video, because let's make the algorithm happy. And then you can find out about why I moved to the Netherlands. This video is going to be more of a follow-up to the video about why I moved to the Netherlands, which I had shot about 6 months ago. If you're new to the channel, you don't know me, my name is Tony. Everyone calls me Low Life. I'm originally from New York City. I moved to the Netherlands a little bit over a year ago, and I'm basically just sharing my experience to give other people insight on what it's like to live here. In part one of why I moved to the Netherlands, I covered a number of things. I covered racism, finding work, making friends. I made a mention of cultural differences. I talked about how I like to see wildlife, and actually we're gonna get into that in a second. But just so you can see, like, I'm walking in the park right here. I don't even know if it's gonna show, but there's some deer back there. That's wildlife for me. I'm from the city, so just coming into a regular park and seeing deer, no, you only see that in the woods in upstate New York, or, you know, pretty far outside of the city, you'll see animals like that, and we call that wildlife. So y'all gonna stop cutting my ass in the comments, because y'all really got on me about me calling sheeps and deer and cows and horses, seeing them on the highway. Y'all really got on me in the comments. Even Day is still cutting my ass about that right now. Y'all gonna leave me alone. So in this video, I'm gonna just cover some of those hot topics that came up in the comments, which was, you know, based again around racism, making friends, the wildlife, different things that I've seen, learned, and understood, or came to realize, however you want to call it. What life is like since Corona is basically over here, and you can see that, well, the parks are pretty much coming back to life here. And I just want to talk about what I'm looking forward to now that Corona is over. A buddy of mine actually recently moved out here from New York, unrelated to me, but BJ was good, Natalie. They moved out here not too long ago, so now I actually have a friend that I know from home that lives out here now too. But I'm gonna go find a little seat, because my arm is tired. Woo! So let me just adjust this right. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was like making friends. And when I say making friends, I don't mean like, you know, you're looking for trying to make your best friend out here while you're in the Netherlands, but, you know, people that just share common interests and people you can go hang out with. So for me, oh wait, yeah, did I show that right? I don't know. For me, I found a local basketball court. I love basketball. Apparently, Dutch people love basketball too. Well, some of them anyway. A lot of people, you know, football, well, European football, soccer, whatever. Football for me is real football. But anyways, you know, you can just come to a park like this, and eventually you're gonna interact with other people that have common interests as you. And people are friendly, and they're gonna talk to you, and you're gonna get to know people. Like, over here in this park, I'm cool with, you know, there's a guy from Banau, which is one of the ABC islands. It's the island next to, it's not Banau. I fucked that up. It's by Aruba, but whatever. It's one of the ABC islands. There's a Dominican guy, a Polish guy, Manta. Who else is there? There's another dude from the Middle East. Like, I'm from New York. Where else would you like figure a New Yorker to be like cool with someone, quote unquote, from the Middle East? You know, like, because of, you know, whatever people like in America think about people from the Middle East because of the 9/11 stuff and whatnot. And like, here is not any of that. It's, we share a common interest, and we talk, and we can chill, and, you know, it's a real community vibe, and that's what I appreciate as far as that. So that's like the making friends part. That's how you do it, and that's where I'm at. And I think I kind of misled people with what I had said in the other video about, you know, the difficulty with meeting people and making friends. It's really not that difficult. It's just a little bit different when it's someone that can relate to you because you guys come from the same place, or someone that you actually grew up with. So that's one thing. So let me take just, you know, me saying like I'm having a conversation. Let me just roll this into the part about racism. Now, I understand that a lot of people were fired up in the comments because they basically said no one here sees me as a black person and they see me as an American, which is true. And that there is racism here, but me as an American, because I'm not seen as a color, no black, no white, how do you say? I basically don't feel that. I don't get any of that energy from people, mainly because I'm American at the end of the day, and people, you know, respect Americans apparently. But, you know, the Moroccans and Turkish people or Middle Eastern, or people that just aren't born Dutch, if I'm not wrong, would be really feeling the racism. So I just wanted to touch on that for, you know, anybody else that, well, I wanted to touch on that for the people in the comments that really wanted to clarify that. And, you know, I'm not trying to mislead people or make people feel like there's no racism and racism doesn't exist, because that's actually just not true. But what I did hear about is a lot more passive racism, but I'm used to more in-your-face racism. So I don't know, maybe I just don't really notice it, like the passive racism, where I just don't care, you know? So that's the part about the racism. So what did we cover? We covered the wildlife, we covered making friends, which is just by going places like this and finding people with common interests. The racism, which is a touchy subject and I don't really want to spend too much time on it anyway. What else? What I do want to, something else I wanted to add is, because me and a couple of guys were just talking, and I love the sense of community that you get in these places. Like, really, a lot of people seem to look out for each other a bit more than you would find like in New York or maybe another big city that I'm used to anyway, or something that I can compare it to. But like, I think of it like this. I have this camera. I put this camera down somewhere. I could tell somebody, or I can ask one of them, hey, can you watch my camera? Mind you, I don't have anybody's telephone number. I don't know where anybody lives. I could say, hey, can you watch my camera real quick? I'm gonna go to the store and I'll be right back. Best believe that person's going to keep my camera safe. Even I've gone to the beach, and you know, you go in the water, you want to leave your stuff. I've seen people actually say, hey, go ahead, you guys want to go in the water? Go, we'll watch your stuff. I mean, they said it in Dutch, and now I learned enough to kind of understand, you know, basic stuff. But you really don't have to worry about stuff like that, because, you know, it's really like almost like a village. I want to say, I don't know, I hope I'm not insulting the whole Netherlands, but like, that's the vibe. Like, it's not a big city vibe, and if you lived in a big city, then you know the vibes. But like, here it's just really not like that. Like, it's just really calm, and I could appreciate it. Skirt. Ooh, see those skills though? Woo! Ooh, been in Europe so long I could kick a soccer ball. Oh yeah. So you guys know pretty much now why I moved to the Netherlands and what I'm doing here, and pretty much what I like about it. I guess maybe I could tell you guys a little bit of what I don't like about it. Maybe I'll just give you guys things that I have mixed feelings about, which is the weather. Today is Friday, July 2nd, and I'm in a hoodie. I know it's probably like 65, 70 degrees right now. In New York, everyone's dying because it's been like 90, 100 degrees every single day, and that's kind of what I'm used to. I mean, on a day when you don't have anything to do, it's good to have that really hot weather. Then you can go to the beach or, whatever. But I also like hoodie season. I like to, just be comfortable, and that's so much crap in my pockets. Hold up. I just like to, be able to be comfortable. And sometimes it's just more comfortable to be in a hoodie or a sweatshirt, Which brings me to the winters in the Netherlands. The winters sucked. Like, yeah, today's a nice, beautiful, clear day, and it's not often let me not say it's not often, but it's raining, or at least it seems like it's raining more than it's sunny, which is not so easy to get used to. But what is easy to get used to is right now it's 9:33 p.m. and the sun is still up. In the summertime here, the days are really long. The sun comes up around 5 or 6 a.m. and it doesn't set until about 11. So in New York, 8:30 you start getting your dusk. Here in the Netherlands, you start getting dusk around 10:30, 10:45. And then 11, it's completely dark when the days are really, really long. And I love having those long days. So even though things close early, you still get to enjoy more of your day with the daylight. And that actually brings me to another, another tidbit of information, is that people here take their time off very seriously. And I think I mentioned it in the first video, but let me put it in this sort of perspective, because like I said, a buddy of mine from New York moved here, and we were actually discussing it, how it's hard for him to get a hold of people after a certain time. And as Americans or as New Yorkers, we're not really used to that because everything pretty much runs 24/7. So here, I'm a city man. I don't like bugs. Thought there was a bug on me. So when something closes at 5 or 6, you're not going to reach anyone there. You're not reaching anyone when the business hours basically are over. And that's a real New York thing, and we're pretty spoiled by it. But what I think that does to us as New Yorkers is it keeps us in it keeps us trapped in like a cycle of like always being on the move and always working, and never just making sure you get something done by a certain time and then enjoying your free time, So like how I kind of saw it is being here and things closing early is a gift and a curse. Let's start with how it's a curse or a bad thing, is that when you really want something, you can't get it done because you're not going to find a place that's open after a certain time or open 24 hours for certain things. But the gift that it gives you is it forces you to start your days a little bit earlier. It forces you to get up and get out and do what you're supposed to do before a certain time. And then the second part of that gift is you have the gift of enjoying the time by yourself, with yourself, or with your friends or family or whatever else that it is you want to do. And I think that's where a lot of the peace of mind comes from, in that, people like to think that places like this compared to New York are slow or a slow pace. It's not that it's a slow pace. It's that people get things done by a certain time, and then you can slow down for the rest of the day and enjoy it because all of your business is already taken care of. So for anyone that's thinking about moving to the Netherlands, or just, contemplating moving somewhere outside of a big city like New York, just think of it that way. When things close early, it forces you to finish and get things done early, and then it gives you the gift of your time, which in my opinion, is priceless, and you know, you can't get it back. I'm gonna go shoot around a little bit before it does get dark, and I'll probably start editing this video. If I have anything to add, you'll just see future me, and I don't know, I'll probably be at home talking. So if not, and this is the end, bye. If you're watching this video, you're probably one of the